No one will ever hire me for a professional job again. I'm 56 and I was made redundant at 53. This is the reality. If you're over 55 and you know in your bones that no one anywhere will ever hire you for a professional job again, a 9 to 5, making what you were making before, this video is for you. I made 60 pounds this morning for a 90-minute dog walk in London Zone 1. I was in senior leadership with global responsibility at a globally known tech firm out of California. I was a senior vice president. And then it was over. Literally in a phone call with my whole staff. I spent my severance on LinkedIn, Indeed, Recruiter, networking, 8 hours a day. My severance was 8 months. I would sit down at my computer like I had a job and just go at it, because in my mind, because I'd been there for 20 years, I was just going to walk into another role. Okay? Rejection after rejection, and sometimes the rejections would come in as I'd hit submit, and two minutes later a rejection would come into my email. My executive status, my patents, the speaking engagements I did, black hat, white hat, and many more, none of it mattered. I could get interviews at the beginning, but then they saw me on, the video conference for the first screening, and they saw how old I was, and then I never heard from them again. So no one is hiring me for a professional role ever again. But I show you that I'm surviving with my spouse in spite of that. Because we have to. What choice do we have? Live in a shelter or go on benefits? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You did everything right. High-level career, loyal, you delivered all the results, you got RSUs, stock options, all kinds of bonuses. And then sudden redundancy, no notice, friends and colleagues the same age as me, cut on the same day, all over 50, and I was the only woman. Now you're sitting in front of the computer 8 hours a day, updating your CV, removing dates, tailoring your CV or resume to every single job, only to be rejected the second they see you on video or ghost you. Because how do you only put the last 7 years of your experience on your resume when you've worked somewhere over 20 years? Severance got burned through. The fear of the next 17 to 20 years hits you at 3 a.m. You're not sleeping. How you'll eat, keep your home, not pull your kids out of university. My spouse has had lung cancer for the last 3 months, so couldn't do any of the side work with me because they got laid off from being an SVP at GSK. Friends are dyeing their hair, getting facelifts, staying late, getting in before their boss, doing double the work of the 30-year-olds just to hang on. This is the reality. No one is hiring us for professional jobs again ever. And then we have the economy. There are no jobs, but the price of everything is going up. But getting yourself out of this is not a magic trick. You have to do work. So let me show you what pays our bills. Today I had one dog, 60 pounds for 90 minutes in Zone 1. I only do bespoke one-on-one continuous care, which means the dog's never alone. I only do the same family only, so I don't mix stranger dogs unless they're brother and sister in the same family. Sometimes I have people from the Far East, so they go on holiday to Hong Kong for 3 weeks. That's 900 pounds. I have insurance, enhanced DBS, first aid, I have SC, I have the most important thing that you need. Well, the two most is insurance, and you have to check with your counsel to see if you need to register to do so, and there's a fee for that. If you stay in the client's home, you don't have to register. If you have pets stay overnight or even doggy daycare in your home, you have to pay a licensing fee. That still wasn't enough money. So I started a Facebook page called The Press Place to do service ironing for people around my area. So they bring me their clean clothes in a basket. I iron their business shirts and their linens, and then they pick them up. I bought a 60-pound power washer because in London people typically don't have backyards. They have the front of the house, and most of it is a tiny patio the size of a postage stamp. But because of all the dirt from the traffic in London, it gets very dirty, so they want power washing. 200 pounds. I pick up things from the pharmacy for elderly or sick people. 5, 10, or 15 pounds. Light gardening, such as weeding. I do cleaning work. I clean homes. I do babysitting. I do companion visits for disabled people. I do cat drop-ins. So, drop in 3 times a day, fresh food, fresh water, and clean their litter box. I do reselling on Vinted and eBay. It's not sexy, it's hard work, and you have to be responsible, reliable, with a good reputation to get these jobs. Because people are letting you into their homes often when they're not there. To get the highest value dog sitting gigs that you can, whether it's doggy daycare, dog walking, or overnight, you have to advertise at the right places. So you get out of this what you put in. 8 hours of actually the work, plus 3 hours of advertising on Facebook, posting on Nextdoor, networking at groomers. Only high-end groomers that do show dogs. Okay, vets that are private vets. Google it. Private vets for people who have Crufts dogs here. Okay? Because there's 1 million dog walkers now that people have been laid off or fired or made redundant who charge, they'll do a pack walk of 6 dogs for 10 pounds each for an hour. Right? And they do that 3 times a day. As you can hear, I'm dog sitting a dog at the moment. You have to have business cards made. I had 500 made on Etsy for 12 pounds. If you're just starting out, find the highest reputation dog professional in your area and call them and say, I'm new to the area. Here's my credentials. Here's my Facebook page. Here's my reviews. I know you're busy and you're probably not looking to take on any help, but if you get double booked up, especially during the summer holidays or the kids' time off for holidays, I can back up you and take your overflow. Reliability wins the clients who give you the keys and alarm code. You have to show up every day because they count on you, right? They're working in town. They need somebody to walk their dog in the middle of the day and maybe feed it. The grind and the control. I'm going to be honest with you. This is hard work. It's service work. It's labor. It's not what I'm used to. Corporate work behind a desk, traveling all over the world with 18 direct reports. But I control it. I turn down bad clients. I take a day off or a morning off if I need to for a doctor's appointment. No boss can fire me or make me redundant tomorrow or change my role. This is the reality when no one will hire you for a professional job again. Because I have white hair. They look at me and they go, this person is out of date, out of touch, and they're only going to work for us for 5 or 10 more years. We don't want that. We want a 33 years old. The fear is real. The rejection is real. But you do not have to be broke. Comment with what you're struggling with, the comments below right now. I'm going to make a next video on how I make 800 pounds a month stipend on exchange students, which isn't taxed, so it won't affect you if you get benefits, because it's considered a stipend for taking care of the students and not income. I know a lot of us are in this situation, but we have to survive somehow without living in a tent, a shelter, or going on welfare. Because we went to university, we had good jobs, we have pride. We want to work, we want to be in the community, we want to be contributing members of society. We don't want to be leeches. So if this sounds like you, if you're struggling hard, if you're depressed, it's okay. If you're angry, it's okay. It's not you. It's not your talent. It was a numbers game from the beginning. You had a high salary, and it was your long tenure, and they didn't want to retire you and pay you retirement benefits, probably. But whatever the reason you're out of work, if you're redundant, laid off, fired, you got divorced, your spouse passed away, and you find yourself in financial hardship, subscribe to this channel, because I don't charge anything for telling you how to do these things, how to set it up, who to call, what you need. I charge absolutely nothing, no courses, no any of that, because I was lost. And it's amazing when you're made redundant or laid off, how many of the colleagues that you got their jobs have totally forgotten you. I get it, which is why I want to help you for free. So please like and subscribe. See you next time.